welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all well. So I recorded this video yesterday and because I did it too long, my file corrupted, so very annoying. So I am doing this Get to Know Me tag, which I think was originally started by Amanda Colours. I will link it in the comments. And I'm doing this lovely page from Minorizer Dirk Europa by Rita Berman, and this is a buddy colour with Elm Colours, I believe. And so I'm just going to get started. So, where do you live? I live in Kent, in England, and it's a little village called Mepham, near Gravesend. It's lovely countryside, and I've lived in this house specifically for 6 years, maybe a little bit longer. And love living here. It's just a lovely little village. Quiet. I mean, we live on a main road, so there's quite a lot of road noise, but yeah, we love living here. When did you start colouring? So I believe I first started colouring in 2013, which is the year before my daughter was born, and my first book was Lost Ocean by Johanna Basford. And at that point, I started with pencils, but the pencils I had weren't very good and they were not very pigmented, and I wasn't getting the effects that I wanted to achieve. And so my best friend suggested fine liners, so I switched to fine liners. And in 2013, my colouring was very sporadic, didn't really do it very often, it wasn't consistent. And then when we had COVID and lockdown, as I couldn't sing anymore or make music with other people, I turned to colouring, and that's when all of my things happened. You know, I really got into it. I started experimenting with different mediums, new artists, new books, started my YouTube channel. So, it didn't really kind of solidify as a hobby until probably 2020. Yeah, so I've been colouring a long time, but more so in the recent years. Why did you start your YouTube channel? So again, like I just said, I didn't really start colouring seriously to 2020 while we were in lockdown. And I don't think I really realised that at that time how big the colouring community was, that there were YouTube channels for this kind of thing. And so I think I probably turned to YouTube to start watching flip-throughs of other artists' books, because I was a Johanna Basford, that's the only kind of adult colouring books I had and knew about. And then the next artist after Johanna Basford I bought was Rita Berman, and so I kind of turned to that as the next artist. And so I wanted to see flip-throughs and things, and know, and see books before I bought them, so I'm quite fussy. And I didn't realise how big it all was, So I'd seen people's channels, I saw people's completed pages, I saw what other people were doing, and I thought, I quite like the look of that. I think I might quite enjoy that. And that was it, really. And I've really enjoyed the sharing, I've enjoyed the community. I like participating in hashtags that happen each month. I like the engagement with other people who are doing the same thing. So I think that's why I started my channel in the end. Just the sheer pleasure of sharing a hobby with other people. So yeah. Other than colouring, what do you like to do in your free time? So if you've been watching me for a little while, you'll know that I'm a musician. So I play the violin professionally, and I sing in an amateur choir. So in my free time, I will be going and playing, and I'll be singing. I've got a choir concert this Saturday. And then I also really enjoy spending time with my family, days out, having fun, being active. So that's quite a big thing for me. What else? I think that's probably about it, to be honest. and colouring, of course. What do you do for work? So I work for a trade union. And if you don't know what trade unions do, they basically fight for better conditions for workers, fight for better pay for workers. And I'm an executive assistant to a general secretary. And the general secretary is kind of the CEO for the trade union. So that is what I do. I've only been in this is a new job for me. I was in higher education before that. And I've only been in this new job for about 6 weeks. And I'm really enjoying it. And the trade union I work for is very close to my heart. So that's all good. What are 3 random facts about you? Mine are mainly health related. So I've had thyroid cancer. I'm clear of it now. It was quite a battle. Well, I say quite a battle. It's quite a shock because I didn't have any symptoms. And the aftermath of it is still there, I would say. In terms of the psychological aftermath. I had hyperemesis gravidarum with my daughter, which was horrendous. I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. So yeah, that was that. And I've been on TV a couple of times, mainly when I was younger, in relation to music and kind of documentaries rather than, in an acting capacity. What is your favourite colouring book right now? This is a really hard one for me. I think I'm really, really enjoying Matchstick Mouse. And it doesn't matter whether it's autumn, Halloween, Christmas, spring, floral, whatever. Any of the Matchstick Mouses are fabulous. So thank you for Morgan O'Brien. And, they're just one of those colouring books that you can do very quickly. And if you don't want anything too complicated, are just great for that. So thank you, Morgan O'Brien, for creating Matchstick Mouse. I love her. What is your favourite colouring medium right now? I would say, I think I've got 2. So colouring pencils for me, definitely. I have probably 5 sets of colouring pencils that are my go-to. So I have my Polychromos, which I like using in like Circle of Life, Johanna Basford books, when I'm in the mood to do lots of layering, basically. I have my Arteza Expert pencils, which I really love using in Rita Berman. I have my Black Widows, and I've been using them quite a lot lately. I love using them I discovered I quite like using them in Lulu Mayo, and I also like using them in Hannah Carlson books. I also have some Derwent drawing pencils. I'm still experimenting with those. And I'm also like the Brut Funa macarons, which is what I'm using right now to do this background. And then the other medium I really like is my alcohol markers. And I use those in books which are one-sided, so things like Hannah Lynn, Matchstick Mouse, and I use that to base and then dual shading with pencil. I have Arteza Everblend Ultra markers, but I am switching over to Winsor & Newton Pro markers, mainly because I can get them open stock in singles, which I can't with the Arteza Ultra at all. And I'm having to colour match with the Arteza Everblend, which for me just wasn't satisfactory. And the Arteza are constantly out of stock. So I'm switching brands, which I'm a bit of a brand loyal, really. So yeah, I feel a bit, once I found something I like, I don't tend to switch. But this was a necessity. So that's that. How many colouring books have you completed? So, technically none. But in my Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, I have completed all of the main colouring pages. And the only thing that I have left to do in that book is like the dust sheet, which has got loads of flowers on. And I think like the introduction page. So I need to just get on and crack on and do that. But then it's technically done. And I have got a video, which I will link up here of what I have completed in that book. So technically none, but really I'm very close to completing one. How many would you do? You have a secret skill? I don't think it's terribly secret, to be honest. You know that I'm a musician, so I play the violin. I can also play the piano, and I sing. So I don't think it's really a secret, but it is most definitely a skill, and a skill that I have worked on and honed for many, many years, and will continue to do so for many, many years to come. Do you collect anything? So I would say with colouring, you do tend to collect things. I've got quite a few books now. I don't buy every single book in a collection of an artist. I'm very picky with the books I like. If I'm not going to colour them, I'm not going to buy them. It's like I don't like Mel Femini's nature mandalas. Mandalas are not for me. I've seen the flip throughs, too detailed, don't like mandalas. I wouldn't colour in it, so there's no point in buying it. So I'm not, I don't do that kind of thing, but I do like different books. I do like collecting things. I do have quite a few supplies now. I do quite like completing sets of pencils and things. So I have the Derwent Inktense, and I would quite like to complete that set, I think, eventually. So yeah, I do quite like doing that. I've got the Arteza Expert 72. I really want the 120 set, but they're so difficult to get hold of in the UK. I don't know why, but they just are. So yeah. What is your greatest accomplishment? What is your greatest accomplishment in life so far? Now, it's going to sound really cliched, but it has to be my daughter. She is the bee's knees as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure everyone says that about their children. But she makes me laugh, she makes me cry, she makes me angry, but I wouldn't be without her for anything else in the world. And she's my priority in life. I would say, as your kids should be. You want them to succeed, you want them to be happy. So, yeah, she is my greatest accomplishment. What is your favourite childhood memory? Now, when I was writing these questions out, I was thinking, and when I got to this one, I thought, gosh, I've got so many happy childhood memories, which I'm really fortunate to have. And I think, for me, it would be Christmas time when I was a child. Me and my brother used to wake up really early. We used to have a pillowcase stocking, and we used to wake up at stupid o'clock in the morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, sneak into each other's bedrooms and look at all the presents we'd received in our stocking. We were good enough to know that we weren't to open them, but we would sit there and feel them, touch them, rattle them, what you do as a child when you get presents. And my mum and dad would just be exhausted because they were like, just go back to sleep, it's not time yet. But that's a very happy memory for me, and just Christmas in general. It was always a happy time in our house because it was time off and time spent together. So yeah, I count that as a very happy childhood memory. What are you passionate about? I'm passionate about creativity. Doesn't matter what form it takes, whether that's music, art, dance, acting, poetry, producing music, composing music, writing. People should be able to express themselves in whichever they want, whatever way they want, and whatever way makes them happy. And I'm extremely passionate about the arts. I think everyone should be able to access them. Everyone should be able to enjoy them, but all the government seem to want to do in the UK is dismantle them. And, you know, people fall back on the arts when they're going through hard times. So it's really important that we support them and do what we can to keep them alive. So that is my passion. What is something that makes you smile? Beautiful colouring pages, music, memories, my daughter, my husband, my cats when they're just completely and utterly plain stupid. Lots of things in life make me smile. I'm quite lucky. Name 3 colouring books that are on your wish list. So I have Matchstick Mouse Summer, which I will get in May or June. I have, what else I have? I can't remember. Steampunk Darlings by Hannah Lynn. That will be added to my collection shortly. I have Midnight Masquerade by Hannah Carlson. I also have Mel Pomini's new book, which is out next week, which I think is called Enchanted Earth. Very, very excited about that one. What else? I think that's it. So that's more than 3, because so there's still quite a few. So yeah, that's on my list. What is your favourite random fact? I do not know. Can't think of one, so I think it's best if we just skip that question. What colouring book do you wish existed? Again, I find this a struggle. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I've got everything colouring book wise I could ever want, I think. I think I'm very fortunate in things I've been able to buy for myself. I don't think there is any. You know, I think they've all been covered. I mean, sometimes I wish, you know, the paper were better on a lot of the colouring books. You know, it's not Amazon paper all the time, but really, there isn't something I'm missing. And I love to see new experimental things, so just keep it coming. What is a challenge you have faced and overcome? So, as I said in my random facts about me, I have overcome thyroid cancer. When you have a diagnosis of cancer, it's a roller coaster. You get in, strap in, you do what the doctors say, and it's a journey. You know, and again, it's a cliche, but it's a journey, and something you have to cling on to and fight to survive. You have to be able to advocate for yourself when you've been diagnosed with cancer, particularly with the NHS. I had occasions where my appointments were cancelled, even though the doctor had said they, under no circumstances should they be cancelled. So I had to fight and say, well, I'm coming. You need to get somebody to see me to explain what the hell's going on. So you have to be able to advocate for yourself, and if you can't, you need to get someone to do it for you, and you need to fight and put your foot down, which seems really awful, but actually, you know, it's your health. You know what you need to remain sane, etc. And I would say with cancer, get all the support mentally that you need as well. Reach out to Macmillan, they're fantastic. Yeah, ask for help. Ask for help. Because the psychological thing of having a cancer diagnosis is much more than I envisaged. On that lovely note, what is the strangest food combo you enjoy? I don't think I have one. I like beans and cheese. I like cucumber and hummus, but I don't think they're strange. So, yeah, don't really know what to say about that. I don't think I have one, is the answer. So, that is all 20 questions. Get to know me tag. I'll kind of whip through them very quickly, but I hope you've enjoyed that. I will see you again soon. I'm getting there with this page. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.